Hi, my name is Jenna Gallion and I am your instructor for Introduction to Speech. And this video is to first show you a little bit about navigating the course, and second, I'd like to review some key things from our course syllabus. All right, so obviously you found the Welcome Start Here button because you found the video. So congratulations, you're off to a good start. So this is probably where you began. Fantastic. Now I'm going to come back up here. For this course, I recommend that you navigate by going up here to the blue navigation bar, click on Content. So every time you open the course, this is the course homepage. You'll see your announcements here. All right. I also tend to put some reminders up here. I call it like a 3-week planner, and I'll kind of put just key dates and give you what's coming, remind you of some of the big things that are coming up. Okay, click Content, and I will show you why I love the content page. Sorry, I need to put on my glasses so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so the reason I like it so much is it gives you an outline of everything right here, okay? So you obviously did Welcome Start here, and then you're going to jump into Chapter 1. And every chapter, you see, will have the same kind of outline here. All right? Okay, so I'm going to come back up here and just kind of step through what a typical module is going to look like. I have, each module represents a chapter. Everyone will begin here with Chapter 1, okay, an overview. So the student learning outcome and what the objectives are for each chapter. I know a lot of times students blow by those things. I certainly did. If I had known then what I know now, that I realized this is what the instructor wants from me by the end of this chapter. So when students ask, what do I need to know or what do I need to study to prepare for a quiz or a test or something, it's right there. These are the things. Okay, every chapter will have a review sheet for the chapter. It's just a Word document. You open that up. If you type out your answers or write out answers or just go through that, you will be ready for the midterm and the final exam. Okay? All right. I provide the DeVito PowerPoints. They come from the publishing company. I got to tell you, they are designed in a way I would never, ever recommend anybody use in an oral presentation. You will see they are packed with content. So, usually in an oral presentation, we would want visual aids, not text aids, but I think that these are really helpful for students. Say, again, before your midterm exam, going through those can kind of help you review. It's like an outline of the chapter. I will also have my own homemade PowerPoints, like right here, Models of Communication. That's my PowerPoint. That might kind of give you, help you explain some of the more complicated ideas. Every chapter is going to have at least one discussion board. You can link there directly to the discussion board. You can also find your list of discussions just by going straight to the discussion button in the navigation bar. All right. Let's see. Chapter 1, I do recommend you take the time in Chapter 1 to read what's an example of a 10 out of 10 discussion board. And I also give an actual student example of a 6 out of 10 score on a discussion board. So I recommend you take a look at that so you understand the expectations for writing for the discussion boards. Every chapter also has a quiz, and you may take the quiz anytime. It is not password protected, and you may take them twice. So I recommend at the end of the week, when you're ready to take your quiz, take it without any notes and with your book closed. See how you do. And then take it again. Go ahead and open up your book and make sure you get 10 out of 10 on that quiz. Okay? All right. So this is what the content looks like for each module. I also will have what I call the biggest assignments. Okay, so each speech I have listed when it's time for the speech, and your final exam and your midterm exam, you can't. Oh, final exam, it's right there. Oh, the midterm will be in there as well. So your final, that'll be a link just so you can link directly to your exams. Okay, so those will be the big ones, what I call the big ones. Okay, now we are going to step through the syllabus. And I want to start right here with the text. So Pearson, our publishing company, pretty much strong arms everyone into having to buy a code. And you have instructions, and I provide them for you also under Welcome Start here, on how to take your code and purchase the edition. So you notice here it says 9th edition, and here I have the 10th. They're in transition between the 9th and the 10th. Let me tell you, you can use either one. Okay, so if you have a friend who has a hard copy of the 9th edition, that's fine, go ahead and use that. But once you use your code, you have instant access to the e-text. And within the Pearson site, once you're in, you can have a hard copy sent to you, and it's free to have it sent to you. Okay, all right, so I need to scroll down. Tech requirements, you have agreed to take an online class, so that will require you to be savvy in a few technical ways here. So what students will have to do, I have the technical expectations right here, like being able to create a thread in the discussion board. You know how to check your email through our Microsoft account, checking grades. Most students figure that one out. And I will explain groups when we get closer to our group project. Okay, so I do use Microsoft 365. That's how you get your email. When sending an email in Brightspace, it always goes to your Microsoft Office account. Okay, so where you get your email. Email does not go to Brightspace, but you can send something out from Brightspace. All right, OneDrive. I know a lot of students use Google Docs, or maybe you just save things on your own computer. With your student account, you automatically have a OneDrive account. And also, I use Microsoft Teams. There is a letter of instructions on how to download that app. That is how we do our online speeches. That is how we meet for office hours. So, and probably where your group projects are going to be happening as well. So that will require you to have a reliable camera, microphone, and check your audio. Okay? All right, so I'm going to come on down. These are all things you can certainly take a look. Again, these are the student learning outcomes. Pretty much follows the chapters in our text. Okay? Assignment description. I already talked a little bit about the quizzes, midterm, and final exam. Discussion boards, I encourage you to read that success tip with the examples document. We have weekly discussion boards and sometimes advanced discussion boards. That's because in addition to reading the chapter, I may ask you to also watch a TED Talk. Usually, definitely under 10 minutes. All right? So they're not very long, and I'll have some questions. That's why it's more advanced, so I offer you more points. Those are worth 20 points. I have 3 critiques. I think we may only get to two of them this semester. Again, we go to TED Talks, and you watch a video, and I have a critique template for you. Speeches, you knew we were going to do those. We have one speech right around midterm, our next speech around finals time. Okay, so I've scrolled down here to the descriptions here. So speeches. If I had a nickel every time someone asked me, how do you do speech online? Well, let me tell you, this is how we do speech online. So I give options for the speech presentations. All right, so method 1 is we meet in Microsoft Teams. I will send something out a week in advance, and I will ask you, how do you want to deliver your speech? Face-to-face, record it yourself and upload it to YouTube. That's the second option. Or we meet online in Microsoft Teams. First is the Teams one. So you and your classmates and me, we will meet in Teams, and we will deliver live and synchronously. All right. Honestly, that's my favorite option. And it's not my favorite option for me. It's my favorite option for students. First of all, you get to talk with each other, interact with each other, which you don't always get that opportunity in an online class. Second, you get everything out of the way at one time. All right, so you deliver your speech, you critique one of your classmates, which is also a requirement, and you're going to get your feedback within probably that evening. Okay, so it's usually a really good experience. Students report such a higher satisfaction rate with meeting together online. Okay, the second option is to actually come to the Cumberland campus, but I realize I have people from all over the country enrolled in this course, so it's not possible for everyone, but I do give a face-to-face option where students can come to campus in the Humanities Building, room 19, and deliver your speech. And I encourage you to bring family, friends, a spouse, you can, it's fine to bring someone with you to that face-to-face experience so you can have that support with you. And method 3 is YouTube. So let me explain how that will work. So you must have an audience of 5 people, and dogs and cats are not people. I know they're your fur family, but they're not considered a human audience, okay? So you need to have 5 people in your audience, and you will record yourself delivering to your audience. So let's say a lot of students will use their phones. The first thing you do is you pan your audience so that I can see the space and I can see where people are in the audience, and I can verify that you have 5 people there. Then you're going to have the camera for the remainder of the speech on you. I need to see your eye contact, body language. I need to see how you are engaging with that audience. Okay? Then upload it to YouTube as unlisted. You set the link to unlisted. If you set it to private, I can't open it. Okay? And a lot of times students don't want to have it open. So if it's unlisted, no one's going to be able to stumble across it. Only me and another classmate will be able to have the link to your speech. Okay? Now, once you get your grade, once you get your feedback from a classmate, you can take that link down if you're worried about it being on YouTube. Okay? All right. So again, very important. I feel like I need to emphasize, if you do not have 5 people in the audience, then it's not a public speaking event. For example, what I'm doing right now is not public speaking. I'm looking at a little circle at a camera and I'm recording myself, but this is not public speaking. I'm not engaging with anyone around me. I'm not adapting to my audience as I watch their facial expressions and their reactions to me. Okay, so I've had students ask that question, why can't I just record myself? And because that's not public speaking if there isn't anyone else in the room. Okay, all right. So let me scroll on down. We've talked about exams. There's a midterm and a final. And I do not require you to go to a proctoring site or anything. I have 2 windows of time for each exam. I ask that you take the exam during those preset windows of time, and it is on a timer. Everyone gets in about an hour and 15 minutes to take the exams. They are all multiple choice. Okay? So I hope that's good news. It saves you some money from having to go to a proctor site and saves you time. And you can take it when you are feeling at your best time to take a test. Okay. I've already talked about discussions. I'm pretty strict with discussions in terms of my expectations. This is where I get a weekly check-in as to how you're understanding the concepts. So it is crucial that you use the vocabulary from the chapter. I've often said to my face-to-face students that I can take some of these same questions. I could walk around down the hallway, walk into a history class and say, hey, could you answer this question? They go, yeah, I can answer it. But that doesn't mean they're showing any mastery of communication concepts. I want you to apply the concepts, use the terminology. I tell you, cite the book, put the page number, right? Say DeVito, page 34. All right. So I want you to show off your academic side by applying concepts and terminology. Okay, I already talked a little bit about advanced discussions. My role in discussion, I keep my role pretty limited. I'm light-handed because I don't want my ideas to influence what students write. Okay, so I want everyone to feel free, not try to guess what I'm thinking or what I would prefer. I prefer that you write your open, honest opinions. Okay, so this is probably the longest video I will make all semester. Yay! But I wanted to make sure you had a good, solid introduction to the course and the expectations. I do look forward to getting to know you this semester. so please email me with questions.